This is a story of ex-Chicago female gangster Gakira K.I. Barnes. Born on January 21st, 1997 in Chicago, Illinois, K.I. is widely known as the most dangerous female gangster to ever walk the streets of Chicago. It is said K.I. was so dangerous she earned the nickname the Female Assassin. When you hear the name K.I., it rings bells all through the south side of Chicago. Even though K.I. was a female, she was always down to slide. And most of the time when she slid, somebody would end up dead. It is rumored K.I. was involved in 10 plus homicides on the south side of Chicago. According to some people from Chicago, K.I. was more dangerous than some of the dudes in Chicago that was well-known savages. While most girls like K.I. was chasing boys getting their hair and nails done, K.I. was carrying guns and using her ops for target practice. K.I. was O Block's most hated op because it is said she was the one who invented O Block by killing a well-known O Block savage named O.D. Perry. Some people say her nickname K.I. was a shorter version of her name, but some people say it stood for killer instincts, something she most definitely had. As a kid growing up in Chicago, K.I. was raised by a single mother named Chantel Brown. K.I. never really got the chance to meet her father because he was killed before she was even 1 year old. Some years later, when K.I. started going to school, she would witness one of her brothers being killed right in front of her. For K.I., death would become very common in her life, from her seeing somebody get killed or her taking somebody's life. Before K.I. turned to the streets and became a gang member, K.I. seemed to be a normal girl who hung out with her friends, had boyfriends, and was even an honor roll student. K.I. once even had dreams of becoming a social worker to help unfortunate kids in her neighborhood. But everything would change during her 9th grade year in high school. K.I.'s grades would start slipping, and she would even start having behavior problems while she was in school. This is around the time people believed K.I. would become a gang member. The gang K.I. would start hanging out with was called STL-EBT. While K.I. was hanging out with the gang, she would start skipping school and would eventually drop out of school altogether. Before K.I. became a shooter for the gang, she would fight other females for the gang who the gang was beefing with. What started out as small neighborhood beefs and schoolyard fights would eventually lead to gunplay. Once gunplay became involved with the beef, K.I. would begin to lose gang homies and friends. On September 22nd, 2010, a STL-EBT gang member named Lil Fo was killed. People believe the person that killed Lil Fo was O Block member O.D. Perry. A couple months later, on January 12, 2011, a well-known and most disrespected member of STL-EBT named Shondell Gregory, aka Tuka, would be killed. It is also believed O.D. Perry was the one that killed Tuka with a silver revolver. People believe after the death of Tuka and Lil Fo, K.I. would turn up in the streets and become a shooter. And the only thing on her mind at the time was revenge. On August 10, 2011, K.I. and her gang will get their revenge. After shooting FBG Duck's video called Freestyle, K.I. and a gang member named Boss Trail would head over to O Block. Once K.I. and Boss Trail got to O Block, they would see O.D. Perry standing outside the gate. Once K.I. seen O.D. Perry, she would start shooting at him. During the shooting, O.D. Perry would be shot 4 times, once in the neck, back, shoulder, and butt. Once O.D. Perry fell to the ground and eventually died, K.I. would walk up to him and take his gun off his hip. The gun K.I. took from O.D. Perry was the same gun he used to kill Tuka, a silver revolver. Sometime later, K.I. would post pictures of that gun on the internet like it was a trophy. Once K.I. killed O.D. Perry, she would become recognized as a shooter in the south side of Chicago. Plus, her gang would start calling her Lil Snoop like the character from The Wire. In 2012, K.I. would lose another person close to her named Taekwon Taylor. Taekwon would be shot and killed outside of a party him and K.I. was coming from. It is said Taekwon was like K.I.'s little brother, so this would turn her up in the streets even more. To honor Taekwon's death, K.I. would change her Twitter name to Taekwon Assassin. K.I. would even start a set called Taekwon's World. Her set Taekwon World would be involved in hellish shootings and numerous murders. The most known murder her set was linked to was the murder of King Von's best friend T-Roy. On September 25, 2012, this would be the day K.I. started beefing with her biggest op, King Von. King Von would catch K.I. lacking on a train and beat her up. After King Von beat up K.I., he would go to Twitter and tweet about it. K.I. will also tweet about it saying she only had a bruise on her face, but her 40 will leave a hole in his face. The next day, K.I. would tag King Von in a post, telling him she just caught an O Block member on the train and beat him up. King Von would tweet her back saying she ain't a lame and he think he love her. It is said around this time, King Von would start hitting up K.I. and flirting with her. On October 5th, 2012, King Von would send K.I. a message saying he wanted to be her boyfriend. Around this time, it is said K.I. was O Block's top person they wanted to kill. So a lot of people believe King Von was trying to play K.I. like a dummy so he can get close to her to kill her. But K.I. wasn't stupid and wasn't falling for King Von's games. She even hit him back up and said she still wanted to have a shootout with him and his man's T-Roy. On October 9th, 2012, it is said K.I. got her chance to shoot at King Von and T-Roy. While King Von and T-Roy were standing outside of O Block, K.I. and a gang member named FBG Cash would catch T-Roy and King Von lacking. K.I. started shooting at him and hit King Von in his leg. It is said around this time K.I. was getting super active in the streets. Sometime later, it is said K.I. shot the female cousin of an O Block member. K.I. was arrested and questioned for this, but she was never charged. Around this time, K.I. even shot at her ex-boyfriend, a dude named Mikado 600, but he was able to get away. On September 3rd, 2013, K.I. was with a gang member named Little B when he killed O Block member J Money. People believe K.I. and Lil B had a female set up J Money so they could kill him. Sometime in 2014, somebody would inbox K.I. asking her how much she would kill G Herbo for. K.I. would tell him she'd do it for $10,000, but she needed $5,000 up front. On April 10th, 2014, it is said K.I. was the one that killed Chief Keef's cousin, Blood Money. It is said K.I. killed Blood Money because Chief Keef kept dissing Tuka in his songs. On April 11th, 2014, a day after K.I. killed Blood Money, K.I. would make a fatal mistake by posting her location on Twitter. Sometime later, K.I. would be ambushed and shot 9 times. She was shot in the jaw, neck, and chest and would die from her injuries. It is said the people that killed her was King Von and an O Block member named Big A.